Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Earlier today, Husker golfer Rudy Citrone earned his second Big Ten Men's Golfer of the Week award after he smashed the Nebraska tournament record with a 3-round total of 200, or 13 under. In other Husker news, the Nebraska Rifle Squad opens their season against Ohio State this Saturday. It will be the first home match at Nebraska's host range since February of 2024. For more information, visit Huskers.com. The Nebraska women's soccer squad is back in action tonight at 7:05 from Hibner Stadium as they take on Michigan. It's also Hounds at Hibner. If you want to bring your dog to the match, you can watch it on Big Ten Plus. And finally, Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off tonight as the Cardinals host the Seahawks. Kickoff is set for 7:15. It can be watched on Prime Video. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
2 wide each way. Underwood out of the gun. Marshall, the running back right. Takes the wayside snap. 4-man twisting rush. Underwood under pressure. Ball's loose. It's picked up. Deshaun Singleton was in the area. Beanbags on the turf. They stripped it. Black shirts get it done and get the takeaway. Snap to Raiola, rolls right, looks downfield to the numbers. Raiola plants, launches, far right side of the end zone jump ball. Was it caught? Was it caught?
Unreal.
Touchdown, Huskers! Jakari Barty on a prayer. 52 yards.
Line drive serve is in. Pass by Harper. Set middle. Rebecca for the match. She got it. Call the grandkid. Nebraska wins another in 5 over Creighton. The Big Red remains perfect. 9-0 in 2025.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. It seems like forever since I've been on the show. It's Monday.
Yeah, I know. It's been, so I did Troy's show on Tuesday. Do I have the timing correct? Tuesday on that? So you haven't been around the show for a long time. Welcome back.
Thanks.
This show, it's called Sports Nightly.
Yes.
We air from 6 to 8 weekdays.
Good to know.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. I've actually been working, even though I have not been on the air. It's not like I got the whole week off, but it feels like it's been forever since I've been on the air. But we do have a Friday night show tomorrow, which is a little bit rarity, and not just here so far this season, but moving forward, there's a lot of Friday night volleyball matches.
Yeah. So sometimes we get out of here for volleyball, and it's been Wednesday the last couple weeks, so we didn't have
Tuesday against Creighton and Wednesday. Yeah. So it's
days are. I don't know what day it is.
Does it feel like it's time for a bye week? I mean, obviously it's Thursday of the bye week, so it's already. I mean, there's no.
It sort of feels like summer when you're a high school student, and summer goes so fast. Like the bye week's going too fast. You know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I'm working ahead. You're working ahead, and by tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah.
So we're back into it again next week. Yeah, press conferences and everything, and we're back into it.
You've already started charts for the next 2 games.
Yes, trying to stay ahead. So Michigan State and Maryland, who we have next, and then Minnesota's a short week. So this is the grind of the season. I think you look at October, and the coaches and players don't look at it this way, but if you're a fan, I was looking through the schedule of October, and then November it gets pretty tough. But if you want a shot to really be in some really big conversations in November, you probably got to win every game in October, and it's hard to do. It's hard to win in this league, but you see the way the schedule shapes up here in October. Nebraska is probably going to be favored in every one of those games.
Yeah, and we guess the next few that maybe looking at, Michigan State played. You were saying Michigan State played USC better than you thought.
Yeah, they put up 31. It was 45-31 was the final score. And USC's a top 25 team. And USC has another big game this weekend against Illinois, and of course, Nebraska will have USC coming up. But Michigan State, they have a really good quarterback. Aiden Childs, I think, is somebody that probably goes under the radar because of the school that he plays for. But they played USC really tough on the road, and that is not an easy spot. I mean, that was an 11 Eastern kickoff the other night on Saturday. So Michigan State's got a pretty solid defense too. I think it's going to be a much bigger test than maybe Nebraska fans think, and you can't take anything for granted.
Nope. And Maryland has looked pretty solid as well. So it's not like it's funny because, going back to what Coach Rule said, it was last year when, Paul Feinbaum got involved and was saying that Coach Rule's crazy, and Coach Rule had talked about the Big Ten, and you never know who's going to be good and how people are going to look. And Maryland's ended up they're looking pretty solid as well. It's not like that's going to be an easy give me win either.
No, that was a game that Wisconsin at home thought that they probably should have, and credit Mike Loxley. I mean, that program's been in the mud here over the last couple of years, and I mean that was a shocking result. They blew them away. So I think you look at it, Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota. I think you'll have Northwestern at the end of the month, right? So you look at those games here in the month of October, and it's not easy, right? But if you look at the schedule and how it shakes out, this is where Nebraska, quote unquote, has to get fat. But they haven't done that in years past, right? They've lost games that they've been expected to win. So this is an opportunity to, again, get back into that conversation, set themselves up for another big game at home against USC that might have some of the same flair and dramatics that we had this past Saturday.
We'll talk a lot more football coming up. Hour number 2, Kyle had a chance to chat with quarterbacks coach Colosi Glenn Thomas earlier this week, so we'll bring you that conversation because of the way that the scheduling has worked out, and Coach Rule has added guys to his staff, and so we don't actually have enough shows to get all the assistants on. So we've been lucky enough to get a couple of guys on during the bye week, which we haven't been able to do in the past. We haven't had those coaches on during the bye week. So we will hear from the quarterbacks coach here coming up in hour number 2. Also, Peter Kobelt, the head coach for Nebraska men's tennis, is going to stop by and here in hour number 2. Always enjoy having him on. So we're going to talk some men's tennis, but lots of cool things going on with that program. So we'll hear from him. And usually Thursday night is the night we make picks, but again, we usually don't have a Friday show. So we moved our picks segment to tomorrow night. So we'll make those picks before we have a Friday night kickoff. If you're playing along on the chat, but we have a Friday night game that we're picking, so we'll have to get that on before that game kicks off. So we'll have that coming up tomorrow night as well. And also here this hour, just a few minutes, we're going to hear from the keeper. Did you know they do not like being called goalie in soccer? That's kind of a pet peeve. It's either keeper, goalkeeper, but not a goalie.
I've usually said keeper when I broadcast at soccer games.
So Cece Via, who's a senior goalkeeper for Husker Soccer, had a chance to chat with her. We're going to bring you a portion of that conversation because they got a big matchup. It's apparently Michigan week around here. Because volleyball swept Michigan last night. Of course, football played them last week. And tonight, Michigan's on soccer pitch. So a big one coming up as they're back at home. Big weekend tonight, and it's Hounds at Hibner. So if you're listening, you're thinking about, hey, what can I do tonight? Take your dog out to Hibner and watch some good soccer. And then Sunday, they're back in action as well for Iowa. So big weekend for Husker Soccer. They are still undefeated, folks, going into tonight.
Unbeaten and rolling along, and they've had a couple of really good results, whether it's Penn State and I believe Ohio State was the other one, a pair of top 25 opponents. So if you can't get the full complement of points in a win, just find a way to get a result. And that's Nebraska's every single match they've played, they've had some sort of result. That's all you can ask for.
So when I was talking to Cece, she had said, they went on the road last week, and I think I even made them my weekend winner on Monday because they go to Penn State, who's a top 10 team, and they tie and come from behind actually in the last minute to end up with the draw. And then at Ohio State, on Sunday, they end up 0-0 or 0-0. And so, but they were disappointed in that. Felt like they should have been able to win at least one of those. And felt like they left some things on the table. So that I think speaks a lot of volumes to where this team is at mentally, the confidence wise, and just, the fact that they're going in tying teams that are top 25 teams and feel like they could have been a lot better and maybe been even in the win column with those.
Yeah, I mean, the competition ramps up, takes a whole different level once you hit Big Ten play. I mean, when it comes to the personnel, a lot of these coaches know the tendencies of personnel, even in the transfer portal world now, where there's so much shifting and shaking in rosters, and it makes it hard on a year-to-year basis to have that continuity, but it's a lot harder to win within conference. So this is where it's sort of that old cliche. It's a new season now for all these teams. Volleyball had their opener last night against Michigan and made quick work of the Wolverines, and we know football just starting up Big Ten play. So this is when things really get serious here in fall sports because everybody's starting to start their conference play.
So we'll talk some more soccer here coming up in just a few minutes, but did want to hit on Husker volleyball here in the first segment. Hey, they're opening up Big Ten conference play with a big win over Michigan. And just, when I talked with Brendan Hagar, for the dig this week, and then hearing Danny Busby Kelly coming off the win over Arizona, they finished the non-conference perfect, and it at times looked very, very easy. But she had mentioned last night in her postgame that she felt like at the end of the non-conference, the team maybe fizzled out a little bit, and they needed a little bit of a reset going into Big Ten conference play. And Brennan had talked a lot about that. Just the blocking, the defense was not up to par for Nebraska, even though they swept Arizona to close out the non-conference. So they were much happier coaching staff, I think, after last night. A lot of the things that they wanted to address coming off of the Arizona win and just the close to the non-conference, a lot of the things that they challenged this team on, they embraced, and they were much better last night against a Michigan team that came out, and that's what Danny had said in her postgame. They played pretty close to perfect there in that first set, and Nebraska just kept battling and ended up making some adjustments and ended up with another sweep.
Yeah, and you look at it, so that first set was pretty tightly contested, and then they came out in that second set and really gave it to them. Won that second set 25-10 and then 25-13 for that clean sweep. And we've seen Nebraska for volleyball win in different ways. We've seen them go to a fifth set. We've seen them grind some out, and we've seen them win pretty handily. But a team effort. And how about Bergen Riley, who passes her coach for fifth all-time on the career assist list for all the names to pass here? Riley now she had 28 assists last night, so that passes Danny Busby Kelly for fifth on the career assist list in the rally scoring era. So that was a really cool milestone last night.
Really cool. It was kind of a fun moment in the press conference too when Danny was talking about it. But Virginia Adriano has really been a bright spot here recently, and I talked to Lindsey Peterson about this last episode of The Dig, just about how challenging it was going from what Virginia was used to. And it's like even the rotations are opposite from what they do when she's playing international, just the things that she's had to adjust to. And I think she's really settling in. It's been a bright spot. And, that they, after the Creighton match, they had talked about that the outsides have got to do their part for them to be able to execute what they want to do with the middles when teams start trying to take out Andy and Becca out of what Nebraska does best. When they start to focus on those two, then the outsides have to step up, and it can't just be one, or they have to have multiple outsides going. And I know Virginia has again been someone that they've been really wanting to get going. And it was fascinating listening to Lauren Cook-West talk about, I think it was the last match, but just she said it looked like Bergen was setting Virginia a little bit higher. And so I think even just Bergen learning where the different hitters are comfortable and where they are the most successful, and it just seems like they've really found a rhythm too. And it just, so many things go into it. I learn so much every time I listen to Lauren, just her eyes watching it, what she takes away. And I think that's been something that certainly they've been able to execute here the last couple of matches, getting Virginia going is just even how Virginia, where she wants the ball to feel most comfortable in scoring those points.
Yeah, I mean, timing and tendencies and all those things, they don't get hashed out right away. And that's what makes it so remarkable what Nebraska was able to do in that opening weekend against some of those top opponents. And it's only going to get better as Big Ten play continues to go now, as you have the timing and all those things continue to improve. But how about the season that Harper Murray's had? I mean, She's been incredible. And, obviously she's a social media star, but you forget that she's a star on the court sometimes. And she's just been ultra consistent. Olivia Malk was absolutely phenomenal last night, and the way that she stepped up in her role, and obviously the battle for libero in the offseason and what she's done and playing a role this year for this team. So there's been so many stars that have stepped up, and once again, you hear different names every single night that have found ways to make plays, and that's what makes this team so dangerous and the best team in the country.
Yeah. And I think speaks to even just their competitiveness and the mentality that they're sweeping teams, but yet they're so ultra focused on, they're not going to just skate by. And so even though from the outside looking in, it's like, wow, that was a really great match. But again, I'm going back to that Arizona match that no, they didn't play well enough in their minds. They didn't play defense well enough. They didn't block well enough. They didn't, serve well enough. And so even though it looks like it's easy, they're finding ways that, hey, nope, this was not good enough. We've got to be better here. And this team wants that. Like they want that challenge. And so I couldn't imagine being a part of a team like that. But they recruit to that. The standard, and it's why they're so far to start the season, why people are pointing to that team, because even when they're not their best, they're still so much better than everybody else.
Yeah, it's an interesting phrase that Damon always says on the broadcast, but you're your own benchmark, right? Are you better than your last match? Necessarily, yeah, you might be better than your given opponent on one day, but there's certain elements of, as a team, that you didn't live up to your standard, as we always hear that word. And when you're the best team in the country, you could skate by sometimes playing not anywhere close to your best effort and still winning, and you're unbeaten, but you still have, as if you're DBK, A, B, C, and D that we have to improve on. And I think it's a team that's continuing to find and hone their craft, because when it gets down to the national tournament, the NCAA tournament, and national semifinals, and it's going to come down to those details of, did we get better in A, B, C, and D? And I think it's a team that's just going to continue to improve. And it's hard to find any negatives when you're 11-0 and you're winning some of these matches pretty handily.
402-413-2400 is the number to text in if you want to be a part of the show tonight. Got to get to a break. Coming up next, going to talk some Husker soccer with the keeper, Cece Via. So I had a chance to chat with her leading up to, again, a big one tonight, coming up 7 o'clock out at Hibner. So we're going to hear a little bit of that conversation coming up next. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Red 31.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Woodhouse, we're with you every step of the way. With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul. Enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
1 year, zero interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free Saltro soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore-less corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
1 year, zero interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed program will receive 100 units of free Saltro soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. We mentioned it a little bit last segment. Camden also had it in the ticker, but coming up tonight, 7 o'clock out at Hibner, we've got Nebraska and Michigan as the Huskers undefeated still. They've got some ties, but no L's this season, and a big weekend coming up this weekend, starting with Michigan. It's also Hounds at Hibner, so you can take your dog out there. They got free dog bowls that they're giving out, some other cool things surrounding the event. I know the team went to the SBCA to volunteer and spend some time there, so cool promotion that they're doing out there tonight. So you still have time if you want to get out there and watch the team tonight. But I had a chance to chat with the keeper who's been a big part of this team's success so far this season, Cece Via, the senior out of Iowa. She actually grew up an Iowa State fan, so she jokes that, hey, she's always hated Iowa, but she got a chance to play them on Sunday. But had a chance to chat with her. Here's a portion of that conversation tonight. How have you grown in your game from where you were as a freshman to where you are now?
Ooh, an insane amount. Like, I can't even imagine. I've always loved... every goalkeeper kind of has like a little area that's their favorite. So whether it's like a 1v1 or like diving or like that kind of thing, there's always like an area that people love. And for me, it's always been like that cross management. Like, I love coming for a big cross and just getting it out of the air off of someone's head. That's like my absolute favorite. And I think we've just gotten a new goalkeeper coach this spring, and he's come in and he's really, really helped us with our positioning. And I think even just this season, I've grown so much in my positioning that has helped me grow as an entire goalkeeper. And that positioning is a big aspect of that, to be able to make those big saves.
Why goalkeeper for you? How'd you even end up in the net?
Yeah. To be honest, I've always kind of been drawn to like the weird positions. Like, I didn't play softball, but I know if I played softball, I would have been catcher. Like, it just kind of fits me. I've always just been a little bit crazy, and you kind of have to be a little bit crazy to be a goalkeeper. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I've done it from the youngest age I could. And it just really stuck with me.
You're from Iowa.
I am.
And you ended up at Nebraska.
Yes.
And you told a funny story about that. Can you, for our listeners here on the podcast, share that story?
Yeah. So I grew up an Iowa State fan. So I just always hated Iowa. So it was natural for me to come to Nebraska. It's in my blood.
I love that. So take us through your recruiting process, though. Why did you fall in love with Nebraska when you came here?
Yeah, I really fell in love with the coaching staff and the culture. We have a big player-driven culture here at Nebraska on our soccer team, and it's so much about what we want as players, and the coaches make that happen. We as a team write our goals for the year every single year, and the coaches coach us based on those goals, which I think is such a cool thing. When I was looking at other schools, it was not run like that. It was very much like, these are the goals of our program, and this is what we're going to do. And so it was interesting because, but the goals of even our team have changed over my 5 years here. My freshman year, one of our goals was not even to make the NCAA tournament. Wasn't even on our goal list. But now that's the bare minimum, is to make the NCAA tournament. We don't even have that written. It's natty champs. That's what our goal is. It's not NCAA tournament. And so it's just so crazy to think that over the 5 years, even our team culture has changed in that way. But to be honest, that was the main reason. It's just that player-driven side.
You're also very decorated in the classroom. You just graduated. How special was that to get that diploma in May?
It was amazing. It was honestly kind of one of those things that, man, they'll just give anybody a diploma these days. That's how I felt, but it's not true. I put in a bunch of work in my undergrad and stuff, and I didn't have an easy degree in health science, but it really was kind of that moment of unreal feeling of a high school diploma. It kind of feels, not everybody gets a high school diploma, but it feels like obviously a stepping stone that's required. And college, not even close to everybody can get a college degree. And that was really, really exciting for me.
So you've kind of changed a little bit of maybe what you want to do once you're done playing soccer. And you talked about maybe trying to something along the line of the life skills type of avenue. What has that program meant to you? How has that maybe opened your eyes, just what is provided here at Nebraska with that life skills program?
Yeah. I originally came into college wanting to go into athletic training. So helping the student athletes on the field, stay on the field as much as they could. And now I've grown and developed and learned that I really want to help the student athletes grow as that person off of the field. And that life skills department was a major part of that. I volunteered with them all the time, was a part of pretty much every single organization that we have in the athletic department. So much leadership, so much job building, resume building, all that kind of stuff. And those non-tactical skills, right? Those things that you can't just learn in the classroom or on the soccer field. So that was super, super helpful. Stacy, Kate, Keith, all of them have just been absolutely amazing for me in my career.
Not every school has that.
No.
And so it's cool when athletes come in and really dive into it and take away from it in the way that you have. It's just, again, just a cool opportunity that not everywhere, you can't find it at just everywhere, and a cool thing that Nebraska does.
Absolutely. We really prioritize the student part, the athlete part, and the human part, and you can just tell.
Oh, that's awesome. So, you talked about just the culture of this team, and, you can point back to a couple years ago, this team made the Elite Eight, and then disappointing, I know, last year, but how much has that driven this group that was a part of the run to know, hey, when we got there, we knew what it took, but then the disappointment maybe of not kind of living up to that last year, how much has that kind of fueled you and some of the older players on this team?
Oh, yeah. Our team, when you look at our roster, looks very young, but the people that have the experience and are not even having to pull along the freshmen anymore. They're running right along with us, and we love that. It's awesome. They're so bought into the culture and to our goal here as well, which is amazing. I remember when I was younger, sometimes you kind of have to pull the freshmen along with you, and that's really tough because then you have to worry about the people that are back here and the ones that are up here, but all of us are just going. And I know, as you alluded to, right, last year was really disappointing, but all of us kind of have that uneasy, bad taste in our mouth, and we know that we can do better. And you can just tell that that's helping to that, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We know we can do better. We know we're better than this. Let's go. And John really believes in us too. He's told us multiple times that we have so much talent on this team, and he's not like super complimentary. So when he gives a compliment, he really means it.
Can you speak to John too? I mean, it's just incredible that the longevity of a career of a coach in college athletics and the way that he's evolved throughout and still has this team put together that he has this year from where it was, in the 90s when he started it to where it is now. I mean, and the fact that he can still motivate and inspire a group. I mean, it's pretty special, right?
Oh my gosh. He's such, he's so coachable as well. Like we, have had new coaches come in even during just my time here, and he's so open to their new ideas and to changing things and tactics and changing to the times as well. He's not stuck in his ways from the 90s. We've adapted as soccer has adapted and as our roster has adapted. And it's just amazing to be able to see, like, he's a good coach in that way, right? Like, some coaches would be very stuck in, nope, this is how I've done it for 25 years. This is how I'm going to do it for 5 more. And he's not like that at all.
Wow, very cool. How about for you and just the leadership part of it? You talked about from freshman to now and being one of the leaders. How have you developed in that aspect? How much do you enjoy being in the leadership role for this group, for this young group too?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I mean, especially in our goalkeeper room, I'm the oldest one. And so it's definitely like guiding them as we go, keeping the intensity up as we go. And then on the team, doing as much as I can to affect training when I am a part of the full training. So if we're doing live stuff, if we're doing full field stuff and the goalkeepers are a part of it, doing as much as I can to bring that intensity up and not just challenge my defense, but challenge my offense. So if I give my full, that means they have to give their full. And then in the game, that helps them score better goals.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so really cool weekend coming up.
Yes.
We've got the Hounds at Hibner. It was Pups at the Pitch. Now it's Hounds at Hibner, which I love. I've been out there. I've taken my dog out there. That was actually her first sporting event she ever went to when she was a baby. Sunny, and so we're going to try to go out there again. But so a fun night out there. But it's a big matchup and a big weekend for you guys. You have Michigan, then Iowa.
Yes, we do.
First of all, you're from Iowa, so that's Sunday. I know it's one game at a time, but what's the rivalry like on the soccer field?
Yeah, Iowa's always tough. They have a really good soccer program over there, and we have never played Iowa in my 4 years that hasn't been a really good game. Like, it's always been a tough game, a close game. It's never a blowout. So I think that is a game that we know we got to come in and be ready to dig in and try our hardest. Yeah.
So that's Sunday, but up first Thursday night, 7:00 that's when you can bring out your dogs to the soccer game, and they're gonna have giveaways, a lot of cool things surrounding it. You guys are gonna be involved with the SPCA, I know, and try to get some dogs adopted too. But it's a fun night, and it's a cool atmosphere, and maybe some people that don't always come to soccer games bring their dogs and come out.
Yeah, and the nice part about us doing it at the night game too is it's not too hot for the dogs.
Yeah.
So they can come and we'll open up some spots on the grass. So you can come sit in the grass with your puppies and hang out.
It's fun. And free dog bowls as well. But tell us about the matchup on the field and how important it is for you guys to protect the home field.
Yeah, no, Michigan's not going to be easy. You know, they always like to say go blue, but we all know that we coined the term go big red first, like the go colors. Come on, gotta beat Michigan. It's going to be tough. They are really big. So there's going to be a lot of aerial battles, a lot of headers, a lot of fun challenges like that. It's going to be very physical. So it'll be a fun game. And I have a feeling we're going to be scoring a lot of goals.
Okay. All right. You're calling it.
Yes.
I've talked to you guys about this before, but I think it's important just to remind folks just the impact that they can have, right? I mean, you guys feel that when it is rocking out there at Hibner.
Yeah, we do. Oh my gosh. Whenever someone makes a big challenge, wins a big foul, makes a big slide tackle, big save, big goal, like we feel it, we hear it, it drives us. It makes us go harder. It makes us want more, right? Like you score one, you make a big save. I know, especially me, if I make a big save and I hear the crowd erupt, I want to do it again. I want to feel that again. Like give it to me. Let's go. And I know the strikers feel the same way.
How special is it walking off the field signing autographs with those young girls out there?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It really is. Like, I didn't grow up super close to college or anything, and so it's just warms my heart and soul when I get to do that and be a good role model for these kids and be able to see the same faces every week and some new faces every once in a while. I just love it. It's amazing.
Okay, so fans are coming out. What are we watching for? What can they expect out of these 2 games out at Hibner this weekend?
Yeah, Thursday, expect a very, very physical battle. Like, it's going to be crazy. But like I said, I have an inkling we're going to score a lot.
Yeah, all right.
Sunday against Iowa, they're really good, another ranked opponent. They've been really good offensively, so I think that for us, that's going to be a nice defensive challenge. But then it'll be a transition game, so how quickly can we get to the front and score when they're not ready?
Again, Cece Via, the senior keeper for Husker soccer, as they get set to take on Michigan here in about 25 minutes or so out at Hibner, and it's Hounds at Hibner night. And I apologize, I was going to maybe bring Sonny up to the studio before going out there, but I'm still a little gun shy. This brand new studio, I don't know if people would be supportive.
Sonny knows that.
Yes, Sonny, she's potty trained, but still.
Yeah, and we could always just blame it on Camden.
Yeah.
Camden had an accident, sorry.
Unfortunately, not Hounds at Sports Nightly night. I wish it would. Every night needs to be that, but.
It can be.
Yeah, so big night out there at Hibner. Get on out there, support this Husker soccer team. If you can't do it tonight, get out there Sunday. They got Iowa coming up. Big one. It's a rivalry all the way around, even on the soccer field. So big weekend for Husker soccer as they look to remain undefeated, and honestly, it sounds like they don't want any more ties. They just want W's, just W's around here.
It's all about getting W's. It comes down to those final minutes. You got to dig deep and find a way in Big Ten games.
All right, I got to get to a break. Got a couple more segments left here of hour number 1. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Quarren Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous.
It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with an available flat interior work surface. Drop down the available tailgate work surface to get it all done. And plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Get F-150 for 0.9% plus $3,250 cash, or lease one for $499 a month and $0 down. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers, driven by value.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome. Singing? What are you singing?
Maroon 5. You know they're coming to Lincoln.
Oh, did you? Was that on the? I don't hear the music.
That was the instrumental.
Because you have the headphones in, so.
Yeah.
Nice. You've got some good acts coming into PBA.
Yeah. So.
For Lincoln.
Who was here last week? There was a country artist here last week.
Cody Johnson.
I don't know if that was it, but I think it was a bigger name.
Oh. I don't know.
I heard Coach Roll bring it up. Who was it? Jason Aldean.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Camden. It was Jason Aldean who was here. And Maroon 5, I think one of the band members is from Nebraska.
Cool.
I think. I saw them in Vegas this past year. They did a residency there, but there'll be a PBA, I think, the week of the USC game.
And hey, you know who else is coming?
Who's that?
T-Pain.
That's right. Our buddy Evan on the Playfly staff, I think he accidentally bought about like 38 tickets for the T-Pain show. So
T-Pain, I mean, whatever your fancy is. Wasn't Cody Johnson just here though? Okay, because that was the week that I interviewed Dylan for the Cornhusker Conversation, and Dylan was looking for an outfit to wear to that concert. So
he was at that concert.
I think a couple of the football guys went to that concert. But did have a text on the text line, said, awesome job for the Huskers soccer team and Coach Walker. Heard on Big Red Wrap-Up that Grant Wistrom's daughter is on the soccer team this year. Very cool. Go Big Red. Yes, and she's not the only legacy either. Kama Carpenter, who I just talked to a couple weeks ago, her dad is Brian Carpenter, and he played everybody's favorite position around here.
The fullback.
The fullback. So there's a couple legacies on the soccer team, which is cool.
It's always cool when you get a legacy that, decades later, they're able to keep that tradition, wear the same colors, keep it in the family. I think that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of young girls, especially that either their parents played here or grew up here in Nebraska. There's a lot of folks, a lot of athletes here on campus that dream to be in a Husker. It's always neat when that comes full circle and they make a dream come true.
Also, Tommy Frazier's daughter is on the cheer squad.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
or
seeing a
Scarlet,
lot of
or cheerleader.
Scarlet. Might be Scarlet.
She's on one of the spirit teams.
But he was here, of course, for the 95 celebration, but you're seeing a lot of the kids of the 94, 95,
Damon's?
97. Yeah. So Damon being one of them, yes. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Really neat, really neat. So I took Sunny to the dog bar last night to run around and play. I'd hurt my Achilles, I don't know. So I couldn't take her on a walk, so I was like, let's get some energy out. So I'm sitting there, and I get a call from my dad, and he said, guess where I just found out that I'm going? And my dad is going to be at the Ryder Cup. He flew out this morning at 4 a.m., found out yesterday he was going to go, so got his flight. He's in New York, going tomorrow, all 3 days of the Ryder Cup. I was like, seriously, Dad? Like, you can't take your daughter with you? I mean, I literally just told you that, not on the air, but we were talking about it. I was like, that's my number one bucket list. So it starts tomorrow. I'm super excited. You going to be watching some Ryder Cup?
I might, because I haven't watched as much golf in recent years, but this is a very unique event, especially with it being in New York. Bethpage, the crowd is going to be. Ryder Cup crowds are the craziest, but especially with it being in New York, it's going to be wild. So I might tune in just to see the reaction from fans.
So the foursomes start. Those matchups were announced earlier today, but those start at 8 o'clock, 8:10, 7 Eastern, but 8 here. And so the foursomes right out of the gate, we got Bryson DeChambeau and Justin Thomas. You want to talk about some guys that are going to bring the energy. But so they'll face off against John Rahm and Terrell Hatton. But listen, I remember 2 years ago, I woke up, well, it was in the middle of the night because it was on Europe soil, but Paris, I believe. And it was such a bad start for Team USA, and then they could never get back into it. Europe led 4-0 after the first round, and so they need to get off to a better start here. So maybe Bryson and Justin can get them off to a better start here tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so you have Keegan Bradley's the U.S. captain, Luke Donald is the European captain. So I'll try to tune in a little bit more. But once football starts, I mean, football's starting tonight. And you have football on Friday, football on Saturday, football on Sunday. So that sort of takes over my television.
I'll be trying to watch both. I'm going to have a setup where I can watch both. But I am tuned in for the right. Like, it is probably my favorite sporting event. I love it every 2 years. I mean, I am dialed in. So I cannot wait to watch it. I'm glad it's a bye weekend to be able to watch all day, every day of the Ryder Cup. But hopefully Team USA represents here on home soil and it's not a blowout like it was last time, because that was not great.
You still golf?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
When's the last time you golfed?
Well, I mean, I haven't golfed much recently.
Did you golf at all during the summer?
Busy. I golfed once this summer.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually play with my dad on Father's Day. There's a golf tournament, but I have just not been able to get out as much. I mean, listen, it was a little busy before you got here for me.
It was. I'd say so.
No
golf time? You don't have 5 hours to carve out?
My dad usually comes up maybe in the fall a couple of times. We try to get out. So he loves the courses up here. So maybe we'll try to get out and before it gets too cold around
How about
here.
the men's golf team? They won the Get Her Done Invitational, their first tournament title since 2012.
Can you deliver the Get Her Done how it's supposed to be done?
No, I haven't heard it in a while. Get her done.
Yes.
Is that good?
That was really good. That was good. I like it. All right, got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up hour number 1 next.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Sports Nightly is brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. Speaking of Choices Treatment Center, we will be doing our Choices picks tomorrow night on the show. So Big Dog is out. He is out elk hunting, so he's passed along his picks. So we'll get him to you, but he will not be participating this week. It happens every single year. He's off the grid. He's out.
Too scared.
We will have that tomorrow night. I'm just scared of you being in last place. Yes.
He's too scared.
You're 4 and 7 weeks.
He's too scared of the comeback.
Irv, I appreciate the text. Yes. I was backwards on the golf times. It starts at 7 o'clock Eastern, which means 6 o'clock here. If you don't know me yet, one thing I am terrible at is times. And so if I travel with the volleyball team, so in Louisville last year, I was all messed up. I don't know what time we play. I don't know what time it is in Nebraska. I just I can't, it doesn't register with me. So
you're going to have issues when we go out east then.
Yeah. So it's no bueno for me on that front. Also wanted to make sure to mention here, final couple minutes left here of hour number 1, the ticket plans for Husker basketball, both men's and women's basketball, went on sale today. You can get a starting 5-pack. For the women's, it's just $65, any 5 home games. So, and then men's, also there's a 5-pack mini plan available as well. So we just got the schedule, this time a week ago.
Last
week. A week ago today. Yeah. And so they have put some of those tickets on sale. You can get those now, huskers.com/tickets if you want to be inside PBA. And we're quickly approaching. It's like 1 month from Saturday, I think, is the BYU game.
I think the BYU game's the 18th, so we're less than a month.
Less than a month out.
They started practice. They started. Was it this week or last week? Starting practice.
Oh, they've been practicing, but full-time preseason. It's been a couple
full
weeks.
preseason practice. Yeah.
So we have seen those guys on the training table a lot. So I'm excited. Can't wait for that to get rolling. But get those tickets, huskers.com/tickets. We're trying to figure out the coaches shows for both Fred and Amy. So it's that time. It's here. I was telling you, I showed you my calendar. I wrote it. I need to write things down to remember and keep things straight. I showed you my desk calendar. November. It's wild.
That is a crossover month of epic proportions. There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of sports. I was talking to Troy the other day, and he said October really is probably October and November are the 2 busiest months of the entire athletic year for the Huskers. Just so many things going on.
Yeah. March gets a little crazy, but I think November, hands down, because it is just especially around here, because we're trying to get multiple coaches on, and we still got games and broadcasts. It's wild around here. All right, so that's going to do it for hour number 1. Coming up, hour number 2, going to hear from the quarterbacks coach, Glenn Thomas, here just on the other side of this and on the top of the hour. Also going to hear from Peter Kobelt. So still plenty to come here on Sports Nightly on this Thursday night edition. Come on back right after this.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free Saltro soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Performance meets luxury at Woodhouse Cadillac. Lease the 2025 Cadillac Lyriq Sport 1 for $396 a month for 24 months and 10,000 miles per year. Browse our inventory in-store or shop online today at woodhousecadillac.com. With approved credit, tax title license extra, first payment, and $299 document fee due at signing. Must currently own a 2010 or newer competitive Conquest brand vehicle. Must currently own a Costco membership to qualify. Courtesy transportation vehicle with 1,259 miles. Offer expires September 30th, 2025. See dealer for details.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Earlier today, Husker golfer Rudy Citrone earned his second Big Ten Men's Golfer of the Week award after he smashed the Nebraska tournament record with a 3-round total of 200 or 13 under. In other Husker news, the Nebraska Rifle Squad opens their season against Ohio State this Saturday. It'll be the first home match at Nebraska's host range since February of 2024. For more information, visit Huskers.com. The Nebraska women's soccer squad is back in action tonight in just a few minutes from Hibner Stadium as they take on Michigan. It's also Hounds at Hibner if you want to bring your dog to the match. You can watch it on Big Ten Plus. And finally, Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off tonight as the Cardinals host the Seahawks. Kickoff is set for 7:15 and it can be watched on Prime Video. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
2 wide each way. Underwood out of the gun. Marshall, the running back right. Takes the wayside snap. 4-man twisting rush. Underwood under pressure. Ball's loose. It's picked up. Deshaun Singleton was in the area. Beanbags on the turf. They stripped it. Black shirts get it done and get the takeaway. Snap to Raiola. Rolls right. Looks downfield to the numbers. Raiola plants. Launches. Far right side of the end zone. Jump ball. Was it caught? Was it caught?
Unreal.
Touchdown! Huskers! Jakari Barney on a prayer! 52 yards! Line drive serve is in. Pass by Harper. Set middle. Rebecca for the match. She got it! Call the grand kid. Nebraska wins another in 5 over Creighton. The Big Red remains perfect. 9-0 in 2025.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody here with Kyle Crooks. Coming up here in just a few minutes, we're going to hear from Peter Kobelt of Nebraska men's tennis. Got some exciting things surrounding that program, so going to have a chat with him here coming up in just a few minutes. But even though we don't have a game this week, there's so many different assistant coaches now on the staff with a large staff. We couldn't get all of them in for their hour-long shows. So during the bye weeks here, we're getting a chance to hear from some of these assistants.
Yeah, it's an opportunity because you see how hard those guys work on a daily basis, and we get a chance to chat here with Glenn Thomas in a moment. But walking into his office, I could see all the plays written up on his wall, and it's like kind of like a mad scientist that you're sort of walking into. I've had the chance to talk with Rob Dvorak in his office, and you just see how hard these guys work and how much effort goes into and how many hours they're actually in the office. And I know the head coaches around the country, and I know fans shouldn't take for granted just how hard these assistants work.
Yeah, and the players too. I mean, they've had practice. They're going to get a couple days off here this weekend. But, I was up there yesterday doing a couple things, and almost every single position coach had either 1 or 2 players in there going over film, practice film. Dylan was going up to watch practice film. I mean, they have, you could tell that what they saw on film and that loss did not sit well. And they've really put in the work here this week to get better here during this bye week.
And I think that's why it's good, a loss, the timing of when a loss can happen right before a bye week, because you have extra amount of hours and minutes to go over the tape. That this is the most teachable film that they've had all year, right? Because you could do whatever you want with Akron or Houston Christian, and even Cincinnati. That's a pretty teachable tape. When you look at the opponent and the front 7 that you're up against, if you're Dylan and you're in that quarterback room, the amount of teachable checkpoints throughout film this week specifically, and then I'm sure they've already taking that first swing at Michigan State and looking at that film? I know they work ahead even in the offseason at each opponent that they'll face, but they're working ahead to next Saturday as well.
All right, so let's take it to it. Here is Kyle's conversation with quarterbacks coach Glenn Thomas.
All right, Coach, bye week right now, but we know for you guys there really isn't a such thing as a bye week as you get ready for Michigan State. But let's start here. As of course you're very deep into the quarterback room and helping those guys along, and your thoughts on Dylan's progress and what you've seen from him so far.
Yeah, I'm excited about what he's doing. I mean, he's done a lot of good things. You know, already had some ups and downs through the seasons, had to kind of battle through those, not only through game but through series. And I think he's been in a great place mentally, which I think's translated to good play consistently throughout the season thus far. And like you say, this is a nice time to take a step back and to see kind of what we are doing well and what we need to improve on and to address those formally. And I'm really excited about the proactive nature that they've taken that approach with.
And Dylan specifically, how have you seen him and maybe all the other guys attack the film and sort of get better when you have the opportunity with no game this Saturday? How have they attacked this week?
I think eagerly, in the fact that I think they're constantly trying to get better, and they're constantly trying to look at what they're doing good and bad and how they can approach it. And I think it's more of a process-oriented mentality as opposed to a results mentality. It's not necessarily, hey, we threw a touchdown this pass, but hey, I took the wrong drop, or hey, I converted this third down, but I had bad ball security. So I think it's more that approach of refining your craft, not necessarily based on the results, but by the process.
And for Dylan, coaching him as a true freshman, and I've said this a million times, and I'm sure you don't get the opportunity to coach a starter who's a true freshman in the Big Ten, having to go through some of the frustrations in year one to where it's at now. How much did those learning experiences help Dylan?
Well, it definitely has, for sure. And I've been, I don't know necessarily fortunate, but I think I've coached 3 or 4 freshman starters in my career, and there's a fine line of overwhelming them with too much information, but he's so good mentally. We were able to put a lot on him from a game plan standpoint, from a check standpoint, coverage recognition, those type things within the game plan, and I think he handled those exceptionally well as a freshman, and he's not only built upon that but exceeded that moving into year 2.
Yeah, the ability to have the game slow down for all your quarterbacks, and that'll grow even for TJ as he gets more opportunities. But at the line of scrimmage, especially in a game against Michigan, how did you see him maybe command the line of scrimmage, get the offense into where they need it to be?
Yeah, I've been really pleased with that, and I think he excels in preparation, and a lot of that comes from his preparation throughout the week. So I think he has conviction and confidence in what he's seeing, and then go with that call. And then at times they'll trick you, and there was a couple times where he maybe thought that was this coverage and they went to this, and okay, it is what it is, and just react and play the play and still can have a successful play moving forward.
Chatting with Glenn Thomas and TJ Lateef, a lot of people wanted to chat about him after those 2 games and the expanded reps he had in the game against Akron and Houston Christian. How excited are you to see what he was able to put on tape in his future?
Yeah, I think it was an ideal situation. Obviously, he was in a situation where he was able to get in the game and get just a feel of what that was like. In that context, there was not necessarily big pressure, if you will, but he was able to get in there and get in the huddle and have to communicate, have the play clock running, have a live rush at him. So, as a true freshman, those are valuable reps long term, and he was able to have some success, which is encouraging, and it's created some confidence and eagerness for him to continue to learn and continue to grow.
How much, and we talk about Dylan in a lot of different respects as a quarterback, but how about as a leader? How's he's sort of taken TJ under his wing and all the guys in that room and sort of helped TJ along?
Yeah, and I think Jalen Gramstad would be in that mix as well. I think they've been tremendous for TJ. You look at all the throughout the history of quarterback play, there's a bunch of situations you can look back, and then there's that role model, if you will, in the room that has really helped them take the step in the right direction. And I think both those guys, both Jalen and Dylan, have done a nice job with TJ in that. Not only outside, not only within the meeting context, but just also outside, right? There's so much stuff that goes on that I'm not with him personally that he's been able to help as far as study, game planning, how to watch video, the day-to-day routine of how to be a quarterback and the expectations of that. And I think that's just been a huge part of his success moving forward.
From your perspective, how much does it help to have a full off-season with Dana Holgorsen for Dylan and the offense, and just maybe how that process and operation has become cleaner and crisper?
Yeah, it's just that. I mean, there's, like I said earlier, there's ups and downs that go through the season, through a game, and as long as we're talking the same language and we understand the expectations and what we're trying to get out of a certain play, out of a certain concept, out of a certain coverage, and we're all talking the same language, that's going to lead to success. And the more different variations and different things that happen to us within a play, within a situation, so forth, we all learn from it, we talk about it, we analyze it, and we want to be talking the same language. And over time, that not only gets better, but we refine and try to grasp it best we can and master it.
Talking quarterbacks here with Glenn Thomas and Jalen Gramstad, you mentioned it. Veteran guy, has been around the block a little bit. How much does he help sort of in that regard to help everybody in that room?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I mean, he's got a great energy, a great aura about him. He's very selfless. I mean, he's the ultimate teammate in the fact that, he kind of came in that quarterback battle with number 2 and ended up going with TJ as the backup, and he's been nothing but supportive and there for TJ. I just can't speak highly enough about him and what he brings to the table. And to his credit, I don't think anybody would flinch on our offense as if he stepped in there and was asked to move the offense. I think he could, very well.
Having coached in the NFL, worked a lot with Matt Ryan. Do you see any similarities to Dylan and Matt? What are some of the things that you see in your time in the NFL? How have they helped you maybe coach some of these guys?
Yeah, I think what separates the guys, particularly in the NFL, is just the processing piece. There's, plays are plays, but when the ball's snapped and there's a lot of moving parts and it's happening fast and you have the rush upon you, you gotta process it fast. And I think Dylan has excelled in that, continues to improve on that, and there's the reaction speed is elite. So if we can continue to build on that confidence and conviction and go into the right spot, I think the arrow's trending in the right direction.
And you've worked with Coach Rule for a long time. Is there a common trend or theme that he likes to have in his quarterbacks that he brings in?
No, I think it's just an eagerness and an expectation to be the best. Like, he talks about, the accountability with each player is high. We expect the best out of them, and shame on me if 75 plays go by and I don't have a comment for 75 plays. I think we got to continue to get better. They've got to continue to want to get better, and we got to walk down that path together. And the good ones, day after day, that standard set, you have no other choice but to get better. So those are the type of mentalities that we're trying to bring in the room, and we're very fortunate to have a bunch of guys that are like that and are fighting to get better every day.
Final one, Coach, but you're finishing up the bye week here. Michigan State's on the horizon. What are some of the things that you need to see in terms of tangible progress from Michigan to Michigan State?
I think just the overall confidence in what we're doing. I think we talk about conviction a bunch, and the fact that you have to make a choice at some point, and then once that choice is made, you go 100% in that direction, and you can't second guess yourself. You can't second guess decisions, because that's when you're not going to be at your best. So I think it's a continued effort to the preparation of knowing what you're seeing, react to what you're seeing, and have conviction and confidence in those decisions that are made.
Well, Coach, appreciate it. We know a lot of people have opinions on quarterback play, but it's good to hear it from the source in Glenn Thomas. So I appreciate the time, and best of luck coming up against Michigan State.
Appreciate it, man. Good to see you.
It's great to chat with the quarterbacks coach, co-OC Glenn Thomas, and he has a lot of experience, not just in the college game, but also in the NFL, coaching Matt Ryan for many years, and he's got a really good room.
Yeah, and Dylan has really raved about just getting to be in the room with him. And I've seen it on the sideline too, just the way that they interact, going over the plays on the sideline. And even TJ Lateef, I mean, he's a developer, right? I mean, that's so important to this program. He is absolutely a developer of talent there at that quarterback spot. And when your QB1 loves his coach, that's pretty solid. That's pretty important.
Yeah, I told him during the interview is that everybody likes to talk about quarterbacks. Fans have their opinions about quarterbacks, but nobody knows more about the quarterback specifically in this room than Glenn Thomas, and he has a good one in DR and TJ and Jalen and all those guys there. It's a really good group.
All right, let's get to a break here. Coming up next, we're going to hear from head coach Peter Kobelt from Nebraska men's tennis. Lots of exciting things going on around his program here in the fall semester. So we're going to catch up with him here coming up next. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free Saltro soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other. Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 8th and October 31st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 28th in Lincoln, plus a pregame tailgate experience. Don't miss your shot to be a part of the action. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Fall City or Osceola Implement to enter. It's easy, it's free, and you could be cheering on the Huskers in person this season. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorseed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Fall into savings and drive something new at Woodhouse Chevy. Whether you're tailgating, planning a fall road trip, or driving your daily commute, there's a vehicle in the Chevy lineup that's perfect for wherever the road takes you. From reliable trucks to spacious SUVs, you'll find a wide selection of inventory. Plus special financing and limited time offers available now. Shop online anytime or stop by one of our 2 convenient locations in Omaha or Missouri Valley. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Let's get it. Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter Agent John Austin in Fairbury, Rhonda Miller in Alliance, or Stephanie Culver in Holdridge today.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and excited to welcome back our good friend, head coach of Nebraska men's tennis, Peter Kobelt. Welcome back to the studio.
Jessica, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
How's the start to the fall semester going for you?
It's been good. We've played a lot of tennis already, which is great. We're just getting into our, competition practice hours. So moving on from the 8-hour weeks to the 20-hour weeks. So practices are getting a little more intense. We just finished up a tournament last week. A couple of the guys had 2 tournaments last week. So it was a lot of tennis for them. And we have some new guys joining the program too. Three guys right now. Another guy coming in January. So just trying to get them caught up to speed, working on the different things that are important for us here in our program. And then, just trying to have some fun while working really hard.
Lots to kind of catch up on with you. We had you on in the summer, but there's been a few things happen and some things looking forward. But for fans that might not be familiar, give us a breakdown of the importance of the fall and what you're trying to accomplish, because it's not like it counts to making the NCAA tournament in the spring, but this is an important time for the program, right?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. So you're, with tennis, with the way we recruit as well, it's very international. Mm-hmm. So it's really important for us. And I believe that, we can bring guys in January too if we'd like to, but bringing guys in now so the foreigners can kind of get used to college sports. It's different. The college tennis and pro tennis are slightly different. The demands of it are different. The scoring is even different. So getting them caught up to speed, and then, it's extremely valuable developmental time working on some of the areas that they need to work on, tactically, technically. Sometimes it's with their footwork. Sometimes they just need to hit more balls. So there's all that. And then probably the most important thing to me is just setting the standard and making sure that the old guys communicate to the new guys, what the standard is, and they also hear it from me. And then, slowly they can start to coach themselves. And, I think that's how you build a really good program. And then it's up to the coaching staff to kind of help them improve with their tennis.
Colson Wells seems like he's having a good fall for you.
Yeah, Colson's doing great. He actually had a really good summer too. I think he played the most matches out of everyone on our team. He's a tennis junkie, a tennis nerd. He's a great kid. He's from Michigan. He came here because he just wanted to play for Nebraska. Really, he was one of those recruits that wouldn't stop messaging me, talking to me, saying, "Hey, come on." It was Sean Mimey was the head coach at the time, but I was the one that kind of found Colson, and there was just something about him that I liked, and I said, "Yeah, if this guy gets a chance here, I know he's going to work every day to be a great tennis player," and he hasn't proved me wrong yet. So proud of him.
Oh, that's great. I always see him at the training table. He eats well too, it looks like. Yeah,
he eats well. When he first came, he wasn't eating enough, lifting enough, and now he's starting to understand the benefits of those things and the weapon that the training table can really be.
Right.
Jesselyn, our performance dietitian, does an amazing job with not just him but with our whole team. And I think the guys really understand that they're going there more to just eat some nice food. They can actually shape their bodies and help, and that's going to help them a ton with their tennis.
I see your guys there a lot. What is that like? Because you talk about having a lot of foreigners. What do they think of the training table?
Well, that's one of our biggest recruiting pitches is tennis, is dominated. It's an individual sport, and you have to be extremely fit, and you have to understand your body at the highest level in order to be great. I think Novak Djokovic really revolutionized tennis and the way he handles his diet, how he cut out certain foods, introduced certain foods. So the players that we recruit are very knowledgeable when they come in, 16, 17, 18 years old. They already know about nutrition. They already understand it. So when they walk into our training table and they see the food that's being served and there's no bad oils, everything's local, like Whole Foods. America doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to food quality, and then they walk into a cafeteria like that and they see the food and they get the rundown and all the different things that they can eat, how they can manage their diets. Some of them come in with already diet restrictions at 17 or 18 years old, which is pretty amazing. And they're able to continue to do everything they want to do on the court, knowing that, hey, like I actually have real food that's delicious, that is nutritionist it's going to help me fuel myself
Right.
for the next practice or the next game. So.
Wow, fascinating. You know, we've hit on this a lot, and I know Coach Hoiberg talks a lot about it, but you know, that's where I chatted with you, and we were talking about, hey, we got to get you on again. Just the camaraderie and all the different sports that are there, and it's important. And there's really you played at a big time program. There's just not a lot of places that have that kind of. Not just you know, the quality of the food, but just the atmosphere and the camaraderie that's going on within an entire athletics department.
Yeah, I mean, Niels, one of our guys on our team, he's from the Netherlands, and Rink Mask, one of the players on the basketball team, he's also from the Netherlands. So when he came on a visit, I called Fred. I was like, hey, like, do you mind if you know, we come by? Rink was injured at the time, so it was easy for him to sit down and talk to Niels a little bit. But Fred was like, of course, like, you're always welcome. You don't even have to ask. Just let us, you know, if you have a recruit, just let us know and I'll set it up. And we just had a Japanese boy on the team come, and Fred called Keisei back in Japan. We weren't sure if he was going to pick up because it was early there still, but he picked up. So, like, you know, it's not just Fred. It's, you know, Coach Walker. We share the building with him over at the Dillon Tennis Center. They have a huge game tonight too. If you're not doing anything, go watch them play. They're still undefeated, having an amazing year so far. But it's the whole staff. I mean, I could, you know, if I could go through all the names, I would for sure forget one. But, you know, I can call Justin over at track. I'd called him about, you know, a recruit, and I called Pablo with the swimming programs, and I talking to him about how you do this or how you do that. So, and everyone's like, oh yeah, just call if you ever need help. It's honestly amazing. You know, everyone's very welcoming, even for a young guy like me trying to learn the ropes in a lot of things. And the camaraderie between all the coaches and also, you know, the entire athletic department is pretty special here.
Oh, that's awesome. Did they were they talking Dutch back and forth?
I think so. I couldn't understand it, so I believe so. But you know, Rink's a huge guy, and obviously one of their better players. So, you know, I remember Niels. He came with his mom. And that was a pretty cool moment for him. I think also just knowing, like, when you come that far, you know, you travel all the way over here to do something like this, to have something kind of familiar around with you, or have a friend or two that can speak your native language, I think goes a long way. So,
visiting with head coach Peter Kobelt of Nebraska men's tennis, you know, since we had you on too, Ronnie, tell me his last name. I don't want to butcher it.
Hitaranta.
Yes. So he graduated, but he was named the Big Ten Outstanding Sportsmanship Award winner, along with women's basketball Callan Hake. You've got a lot of guys that are not from here, not even from the United States, that really get embedded here. How cool is that to see your guys that, you know, they really embrace being here and being a part of this community?
Sure. Well, Ronnie's amazing, and not too many people know, but he traded in his Nebraska uniform for a military uniform back in Finland. So he's serving for the military there now. I'll send you, if you want, I'll send you a picture after. It was his birthday yesterday, so he was actually on duty back home in Finland. So, but yeah, phenomenal student athlete. Just did everything the right way. He loved Nebraska. He was a SAC leader. You know, he took advantage of every opportunity that he had here. He was in charge of all of our Tom Osborne community service hours. You know, he was a part of the Christian athletes community here with
FCA.
Yes, exactly. So I mean, just exactly what you'd want your student athlete to be. That's what Ronnie was. So I wasn't surprised when I saw him win it, but I was like, wow, that is a huge award. That's a really big deal, and you know, losing him obviously was not just big on the court, but obviously off the court as well. So
a lot of your guys do that though, are involved and really just they immerse themselves here, and they're not even, you know, they're not really familiar with it, but they love to be a part and get involved and get to know the people here.
For sure, it's one of the things that makes this place really special. Is you know, everyone loves Nebraska here. You know, the tennis community isn't as big as some of the other sporting communities in Nebraska, but they're very close, and we all really care about each other. I think one of my biggest goals has been to reach out to the community more and get people more involved, not just with our programs, but with just tennis in general. So, you know, I have a few goals of mine this year. This weekend we actually have, it's called Play Tennis Lincoln. If there's any any kids out there, 7 years or up, and you've never tried tennis before or want to try tennis before, it's a free clinic at the tennis center. I think Runza's giving out some free food, and there's going to be snacks, and I'll be there along with our staff helping out. It's just a really cool way to come and try tennis for the first time and see the facility. And the women have an event going on this weekend too, so you can stay and watch some really good tennis. But we're just trying to do some of these things to connect more with the community, to get people more excited about tennis, and hopefully grow the sport here in a place that's really special.
If people want more information on that, where do they get it?
You can find it. That's a good question. I can send it to you after this. It's kind of it's being ran by Rick Stempson and John Leffler Jr. They're coming from the country club down in the South, but it's really just a public event for anyone and everyone. It's on my Facebook. I don't know if everyone's
okay. All right, we can get that and pass it along.
Sure.
But it's a free event.
Free event.
Why are you so convicted to grow the game, and especially here in this state?
Well, I think it's for one, it's fun. My dad is a tennis coach, so I got to grow up watching him, basically do all this. He ran a really nice club and had to interact with a bunch of people, and one of the things he always told me was he just loved impacting and helping players, get better. So for me, it's just really cool if we can get one more player or one more kid to love tennis. Tennis is the healthiest sport in the world. It gives you 10 more years of life. That's a fact. It's proven now by science, which is great. So if it's changing people's lives. It's helping them for the better. So that, and then we would love for our whole team to be from Nebraska too. So right now that's not how it is, and that's okay. But I think you got to start from the ground up, and you got to get some kids excited about tennis, both the boys and the girls. And hopefully, we have amazing people here in the community over at Woods and Genesis, and some of the high school coaches, and just it's a fantastic tennis community that I think if the tennis coaches here at the school can kind of get more involved, I think we can spark a pretty cool flame here in the tennis world.
Oh, that's awesome. We've had lots of coaches come on that talk about if they get kids here, a lot of times it's really hard for those kids to say no to Nebraska, and especially when you bring them on a football Saturday.
Yep.
What's been your perspective of that when you bring people in to recruit and sell on Nebraska on a football game day?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's totally true, for one. The hardest part is getting them here. We're kind of coming up with some creative ways to do that with some of the things that we're doing. But once they're here, they're blown away. I think between our facility, the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Center, and then coming over here, sitting down in this area with you and the rest of Husker Vision, and then you go over to life skills and academics, and you realize all the stuff you have there, and then you go over to the cafeteria and the training table, and then it's just everyone's kind of just blown away, really. And then you go to the game, and there's 92,000 people in there screaming, and most of them have never been in an environment like that either. So really, it comes down to if they believe I'm a good coach or not, which is what I hope it'll be. That as a coach, that's all you ask for is ultimately they have to trust you as a coach that's going to help them not just get better but grow as a young man. But yeah, it's for sure true. Once we can get people here, I really feel like we can really separate ourselves with a lot of things that we have here. And in a time where there's NIL and there's revenue sharing and stuff like that, I think it's really important that they still know that the main things are still the main things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have all the main things here.
Oh, great point. Great point. With that, on that note too, people might be confused. Not every sport gets a cut of the rev share. You are going to get increased scholarship, right?
Yeah.
How big is that too, that you're going to be able to have full scholarships for your guys?
Well, we're going to go up incrementally over time. And Mr. Dannon has been super supportive of the tennis programs. I think what's really important for everyone to hear is that a lot of athletic directors will go up and they'll say, hey, we want to win at everything all the time, at whatever we do. and then they kind of just push everything over in one corner, and then nothing really happens. But Troy is actually a man of his word, and he's helping out, every program that he can. He's already helped out our program already with some other things that we're trying to do. He's just been really supportive, and he's willing to, if there's people out there that are thinking about committing to the school, in a financially important way, like, the money's going where it's supposed to be. And I think that's really important for people to hear. It's not just, tennis is a tier 3 or a tier 4 sport, but it's coming all the way down to us, and it's impacting our programs in a major way. So to have his support, to have his belief, I put a little extra pressure on myself because I was the first coach that he hired here. So I feel like I have to do good, which is kind of a fun little thing for me. I don't think he thinks about it too much. But no, Mr. Dannon's done an amazing job, and it's not just with football or with volleyball or with men's tennis. It's with every sport that's here, which I think is really important and really cool. And as a head coach, to know that you're not being cut off at a certain point, like you're getting the resources that you need to continue to grow the program, I think is, all the ammunition that I need going forward.
He's proud of your program. There's no doubt about it. He comes on this show, and you're someone that he's bragged on multiple times. So I think you're doing a good job so far.
All right. Well.
So you guys have a big event coming up. When you talk about growing the game, the ATP Challenger event, which is coming up in October, and you can get tickets if you want to come out there, be a part of it, see some great tennis. LincolnChallenger.com, October 12th through the 19th. What's the significance of this, and not just for Nebraska and your program, but for the state to have this kind of event?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's huge. I kind of consider it the North Star of tennis. And the only reason why I say that is, I grew up in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, and every year, the best week of the year was when we all packed into a car and we drove down to Cincinnati for the big Masters 1000 event down in Cincinnati, where we got to see Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras and you name it. They all were there. And that just lit a fire inside me that I couldn't stop playing tennis. After I went there, I was always like super excited to go back each and every year. It was a little too close to when school returned, so that was always a bummer. But I was like, well, they have the tennis teams here, but I think this event could really spark something in the tennis community here. So when Top Notch, the company that runs the tournament, reached out and said, hey, we're thinking about potentially bringing a tournament somewhere in this area, I was like, well, you have to do it here. Like, this is like an amazing city. There's going to get the people are going to get behind this, and this could really be something really special for our community here. So I think it's just a chance for, there's ball persons. You have kids out there interacting with some of the best tennis players in the world. I think the cuts just came out yesterday. I think the best players, like 130, 140 in the world. So arguably some of the best athletes in town that week will be over at the tennis center, which is pretty cool. And, they're playing tennis. So it gives it's a little treat for the tennis community here, but it's also something cool if you've never watched tennis. If you want to see tennis at its finest, you're going to get a chance to watch some of the best players in the world. They're just one level below the main ATP tour. Last year, the guy who won it, Jake Fernley, he won his first round at the Australian Open and took a set off of Novak Djokovic. So
wow,
the level of tennis is very high, and it's right here in Lincoln. So yeah, LincolnChallenger.com. Tickets are for sale right now. You can get on. We're looking for volunteers that want to help out with the tournament, whether you're a ball person or a driver or someone just helping people in and out. Like we want this to be a community-driven event. We want people to get involved, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to Alex Guthrie at Top Notch. All the information's on the website, and yeah, it's an amazing event.
Oh, that's awesome. It speaks pretty big volumes about your facility over there, that this kind of event is okay with coming and having an event here.
Yeah, I mean, the ATP, you have certain regulations. The courts have to be a certain size. The lights have to be a certain strength. They have to shine in the right spots. There's a lot of different things that have to be approved. The ATP is very meticulous with their approval system, and our facility checks all the boxes. So I wasn't here when the facility was built, but whoever built it,
Thanks.
they did it. They did it with they did it the right way. And we're just, it's one of the things that I saw once we were here. I was like, we could definitely do something like that if the opportunity ever arose. So, now that it kind of has, we have everything that we need to run it and to run it well. So.
Awesome. LincolnChallenger.com for more information coming up October 12th through the 19th. And lots of fun ways to get involved, volunteer, as he said, and just come be a fan and see some great tennis. So looking forward to that. What else? Did we cover it all? Did we go through the checklist? I think I kind of got it all.
Well, I don't know if anyone's asks you any questions while they're on here. Well, how are you, Jessica? What's new with you? This is a bye weekend, so I'm sure you get a little time to breathe here and maybe do some things for yourself that you don't get to do every weekend. So what's on your plate this weekend?
You know what? I'm going to watch the Ryder Cup.
Yes, that's a good one.
Big golf fan over here, so I'm going to watch some of that, watch some other college football, and breathe. And we got another big home game coming up a week from tomorrow, a week from Saturday. So we're 3:00. It's my favorite game time. I don't know if you have any preferences on football kickoff times, but mine is about that 2:30 time is a sweet spot for me. So
I like the night games.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to beat, but I also like having a night where you're not getting out of here so late. But
sure,
yeah. So it's hard to believe we're already 4 games in. Volleyball starting conference play, and it's moving along quickly here this fall.
I mean, if you're a Husker fan, like you're rolling in the riches right now.
Yeah.
You got the volleyball program's on fire. Women's soccer hasn't lost. Football's been doing great. The energy around here is amazing. So for me, it's just like, oh boy, when tennis season comes around, we better follow the trend here. But
you got to. I mean, that's like everybody feels that. Like you want to, help lift everybody up, right?
Absolutely. And we have amazing coaches here. There's amazing programs, and for me, it's really cool to see how well all the sports are doing, and you feel like when you go and watch, you're part of it almost. So. It's a special moment. It's a special time to be a part of Husker Athletics, and if you got extra time, you always should come out and watch any of the sporting events. We always try and take our guys to as many as we can because I think that's what makes college sports really special. But yeah, super fun time to be a Husker fan.
Great stuff. We always appreciate you stopping by, and we'll look forward to seeing all the good things coming up this weekend and here in a couple weeks with the Lincoln Challenger, and we'll chat with you again soon.
Thanks, Jessica.
Head coach Peter Kobelt of Nebraska men's tennis here with us on Sports Nightly. Got to get to a break. More of the show coming up after this.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. With Allo plus DirecTV plus Allo Mobile, you get the ultimate teamwork. Internet you can count on, TV you can stream anytime, anywhere, and nationwide coverage you can depend on. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorce seed-enless corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore enlist corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free Saltro soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with an available flat interior work surface. Drop down the available tailgate work surface to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Get F-150 for 0.9% plus $3,250 cash, or lease one for $499 a month and 0 down. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers, driven by value.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Just got a couple short segments left here tonight. So I believe today was the last practice for the football team. They'll get a couple days off and then back to the regular scheduled programming coming up, going into the Michigan State game with practice on Sunday as well. But I know a lot of coaches out on the road recruiting, getting to see some of the up-and-coming talent. And they had a pretty good group out there against Michigan last weekend.
Yeah, it was elite recruits.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Coach Rule before we turned our recorder on for his pregame radio interview, and he said, yeah, we got a lot of elite recruits coming into Memorial Stadium. And a lot of people like to get hung up on the wins and losses for recruits, right? They see a loss for Nebraska, but it's more about the experience and what they're doing for these guys. And credit to Trey Taylor, who's been out in just about every home game here over the last 3 weeks, who's the 2027 quarterback commit, and they're pretty stacked in the quarterback room along with Dylan's brother, Dayton Raiola, and so they're picking up a lot of momentum. And as a coach in college, when you're off, when you don't have a game week, well, you spend that time in the helicopter and the plane, and you're all over the country. And we all know the big states, Florida, Texas, California, and you're all over the country because Nebraska is truly a national brand, and you need to recruit it as such.
Yeah, and I know there's a certain number of guys that they can have out and about, and so they designate that before the season starts. But a lot of them have been out all week, and they're all over the place. And I think that's where, even from when Coach Rule got here, and they had talked about how they had to be a little bit more creative in the recruiting part of things at Baylor because they, of course, the kids from Texas were going to Texas A&M, all of that. They had to maybe find some of the hidden gems. And while I still think they will do that, it's changed. They are now able to go after some of the top talent in the nation. It's because what they've done here and the brand and just what they've established here and proven what they're doing is working.
And Coach Rule's been willing to go for it. And what I mean by that in the media, whether it's Pat McAfee or his podcast, which could be, and he knows this, could be viewed in a certain way after a loss, where you're out there and you're talking on your own podcast and you're on McAfee, but understanding the amount of televisions that Matt Rule is on now on a weekly basis when he goes on Pat McAfee or he interviews some of the subjects that he's interviewed for his podcast, that goes a long way for this next generation. So he's been willing to go for it and take that next step that maybe some other coaches aren't, or maybe they'll be late to take that step. So he's been all over it, and it shows in the momentum they've had.
All right, good stuff. Got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up the show next.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with an available flat interior work surface. Drop down the available tailgate work surface to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Get F-150 for 0.9% plus $3,250 cash, or lease one for $499 a month and $0 down. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers, driven by value.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
And welcome back. Final segment here of Sports Nightly on this Thursday evening. Just got about a minute left here of the show tonight. I've got to get out to Hibner. It's sunny. Like, it's a big
Hounds
night
at
out
Hibner?
there. Yeah. So excited to go watch the rest of the game out there with Sunny. She'll have a ball out there. I know you got a lot of fun things going on this weekend. Not just tonight, but they got another big one coming up on Sunday against Iowa. Always a rivalry, no matter what sport that they're playing. So it's a big one on Sunday as well. So big weekend here for Husker soccer. Coming up tomorrow on the show, we'll have our picks. Rare Friday night show. So we'll be on the air for 2 hours coming up tomorrow night. So we'll have our picks. We'll still have the Big Ten Blitz. So Camden and company will be back with that as well. And I guess we'll be bringing back the joke of the week. I've made a promise that during the bye week we'd bring back joke of the week.
Yeah, you tried to crush it. You tried to just evaporate it off the face of the earth. But me and the people were the ones who brought it back.
All right, it's a big show coming up once again tomorrow night on Friday night. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Thanks for listening and watching on our YouTube stream. For Josh and Camden, appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service. Satisfied customers and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Brent Rucco, Pete Vols, or George Florum in North Platte today.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with an available flat interior work surface. Drop down the available tailgate work surface to get it all done. And plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Get F-150 for 0.9% plus $3,250 cash, or lease one for $499 a month and 0 down. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers, driven by value.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply.